This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Cabby and passenger shot by cop in downtown Kingston. A taxi driver and his female passenger were reportedly injured after a police officer opened fire at the cabby in downtown Kingston on Thursday morning. Reports are that about 11 a.m., the taxi driver was traveling in the North Parade section of the commercial district when the police officer signaled the cabby to stop. The cabby allegedly failed to obey the cop before attempting to use his vehicle to hit the officer. The lawman reportedly then opened the fire, hitting the driver and the female passenger, who were then rushed to hospital. Personnel from the Independent Commission of Investigations were at the scene. The conditions of the injured individuals are not known at this time. Only fully vaccinated people will be able to migrate to the U.S. Persons seeking to migrate to the United States of America will have to be fully vaccinated against COVID-19. The requirement takes effect on October 1. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says applicants for U.S. immigrant visas worldwide must be fully vaccinated against COVID-19 prior to the panel physician examination that is a prerequisite for immigrant visa consideration. The new CDC requirement is worldwide and is designed to help prevent the spread of COVID-19. It is consistent with the current CDC requirements for vaccinations for other diseases such as measles, mumps, rubella, and influenza. The new requirement does not apply to visitors' visas. Mach 11 submachine gun seized in Portmore after suspects flee. The St. Catharines South Police Division has stated that it continues to reap success from increased operational activities across the division. The latest success, according to the police, occurred on Tuesday, August 31, after a target raid yielded a firearm and several rounds of ammunition in Nagahead, Portmore in St. Catharines. Reports are that between the hours of 6 a.m. and 7 a.m., two men ran, leaving behind a Mach 11 submachine gun loaded with 5 rounds of ammunition. Superintendent Hopton Nicholson asserted that we are encouraging persons to support the efforts of the security forces as we continue to pursue the criminals across the St. Catharines South Police Division. We will continue these operations to apprehend those who continue to create havoc within the St. Catharines South Police Division. The police are asking anyone with information about criminal activities, illegal firearms, and illicit drugs to contact Crime Stop at 311 or Police 119 emergency number or the nearest police station. Staff at Black River Hospital grieving death of colleague from COVID. The staff at the Black River Hospital has been plunged into mourning following Thursday morning's death of their colleague who was battling COVID-19. The deceased woman worked in the dietary department and had been admitted to the facility's COVID ward for about a week. She is believed to have been in her late 50s. The facility's chief executive officer, Diana Brown Miller, told the news that counseling has been ongoing for the grieving staff, especially for the dietary department. I know this morning the news came just at the time breakfast was about to be prepared. That was delayed. It delayed everything going forward, she said. We had a counseling session with them this morning, she added. Clarendon man charged with illegal possession of firearm and ammunition. A man was arrested and charged with illegal possession of firearm and ammunition following an operation along Trenton Road in Clarendon on Wednesday. He has been identified as 31-year-old Hugh Vince McLean of Longbridge Avenue, Maypen, Clarendon. Reports from the Maypen Criminal Investigations Branch are that about 6 p.m., while police conducted the operation in the area, a man was seen walking along the roadway in a manner that aroused the suspicion of the lawmen. The man was accosted and searched, and a Glock pistol fitted with a magazine containing 5.40 cartridges was removed from a bag he had around his neck, the police said. He was charged Wednesday, September 1, after a caution statement was recorded and a question and answer session conducted. Manchester man charged with murder after allegedly being caught with victim's phone. A Manchester man has been charged with murder after a cell phone belonging to the victim was found in his possession nearly 3 months after the May 31 killing. Charged is 29-year-old Ricardo Kennedy, otherwise called Ricky of Cristiano. Reports are that on May 30, 67-year-old Dwayne Wallace, otherwise called Jackie Wallace, also of Cristiano, and Kennedy were at a bar in the area when Wallace spoke about a quantity of cash that he had. The police said a day later, Wallace's home was ransacked and his body was later found with multiple stab wounds. On Wednesday, August 11, Kennedy was arrested after he was found in possession of Wallace's cellular phone. Kennedy was charged on Wednesday, September 1. Popcorn to return to traffic court on November 4. Popular dancehall entertainer Popcorn, whose given name is Andre Sutherland, has been ordered to return to the Yallahs Traffic Court in St. Thomas on November 4. The date was set after the case failed to proceed in court today. When the matter was called up, the court was informed that the entertainer was not present as he is currently in quarantine. Arising from his absence, a bench warrant was issued, but it was stayed until the next court hearing in November. It is reported that on April 26, the police, acting on information, intercepted Popcorn, who was reportedly traveling with his entourage in a 9-vehicle convoy in a section of Bath in the parish. Following checks, the police said that the entertainer was found to be in violation of sections of the Road Traffic Act, including driving an unlicensed motorcycle, driving without insurance coverage, having no valid certificate of fitness, having no registration plate affixed, driving without a helmet, and driving with no side view mirror. The police further said that Sutherland also failed to produce a driver's license. He was subsequently charged. The entertainer has denied the allegations. Real Estate Board suspends licenses of 13 dealers. The Real Estate Board is reporting that 13 dealers have been suspended for failing to complete and submit anti-money laundering documentation. The board explains that dealers are required to fill out and return anti-money laundering risk assessment questionnaires as part of their operations. It says the survey takes a risk-based approach by identifying factors in dealers' operations or that of their clients which would put the dealer at a heightened risk for being used for money laundering or terrorism financing. These include unnecessarily complex transactions or opaque beneficial ownership clients, transactions that are unusually large and complex or lack an obvious economic or lawful purpose. It might also be based on the fact that the transactions include politically exposed persons, such as politicians or someone holding a prominent public position. The agency says notices were sent out to dealers last year and again this year, urging them to complete the document. As at March 2021, a total of 98% of dealers responded and were therefore considered fully compliant. The remaining 2% were considered non-compliant, ultimately resulting in their suspension. The 13 suspended dealers still have an opportunity to regularize their operations by completing the anti-money laundering survey. The board says it has a responsibility to the sector and Jamaica at large to guard against money laundering risk. Anonymous donor pledges 500,000 Jamaican dollars to assist COVID fight at Southern Region hospitals. An anonymous donor has pledged $500,000 to assist hospitals in the Southern Region to treat COVID-19 patients. The donation comes as managers of Black River, Maypen, and Mandeville hospitals have asked for support to provide medical supplies, beds, tablets, and additional items to make patients comfortable and help to treat those in need of urgent care. The supply is being coordinated by David Fulb of Lashings Hotel in Treasure Beach with the help of villa owners in the area. As if life cannot get any more humbling, yesterday saw so many more great donations come in for our fundraising drive, and then a secret donation came in matching up to $500,000 Jamaican dollars to any monies donated from now on to this humanitarian cause. This will be for specific medical items, which will be agreed and approved by the Regional Health Director, Forbes said. This person loves that frontline healthcare workers have been encouraged through this drive and that our team is delivering the items personally. This is an incredible act of human kindness. It is utterly amazing how this community has reacted, and honestly, I feel quite humbled to be a tiny part of this humanitarian drive. It shows the very best in human nature, he said. The monetary pledge follows 3 days of delivering emergency supplies to hospitals by the team from Lashins, Frenchman's Bay Restaurant and Southern Comfort Hotel, with cash donations coming from other hotels and villas in the Treasure Beach area. So far, they have taken temporary beds, toilet tissues, bottles of water, cleaning fluids, and other essential items to hospitals along with hot food for staff. Jamaica records 572 new COVID cases, 19 more deaths. Jamaica recorded 572 new COVID cases and 19 additional virus-related deaths on Wednesday. This brings the total number of confirmed cases to 69,054 and the death toll to 1,568. According to the Ministry of Health and Wellness, the deaths occurred between August 29 and August 31. They include a 38-year-old woman from St. Elizabeth, a 72-year-old man from St. Elizabeth, a 63-year-old man from St. Elizabeth, a 43-year-old woman from St. Elizabeth, an 86-year-old woman from St. Mary, an 86-year-old man from St. Mary, a 68-year-old man from St. Thomas, a 68-year-old woman from Kingston and St. Andrew, a 57-year-old woman from Kingston and St. Andrew, a 55-year-old man from Westmoreland, a 76-year-old man from Westmoreland, a 64-year-old woman from Westmoreland, a 37-year-old woman from Westmoreland, an 87-year-old man from St. Anne, a 79-year-old man from St. Anne, an 88-year-old woman from St. Anne, a 54-year-old woman from St. Anne, a 74-year-old woman from St. Anne, and a 61-year-old woman from St. Anne. Of the 572 newly reported cases, there were 315 females and 257 males, with ages ranging from 17 days to 97 years. The cases were recorded as follows: Kingston and St. Andrew 167, St. Catherine 84, St. James and Manchester 67 each, St. Thomas 34, Westmoreland 27, Trelawney 26, Clarendon 25, St. Anne 24, Hanover, Portland and St. Elizabeth 14 each, and St. Mary 9. The country also recorded 91 recoveries, bringing the total number of recoveries to 48,493. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.